The purpose of this video is to document our accomplishments in the IPM CRSP for those within the project and for others evaluating the project and for those working with us on related projects. Initially, this was a program site that was not likely to succeed. First of all, communication was a problem. To communicate with the scientists, we had to use 2 languages, and to communicate with the small-scale farmers, we Americans had to use 3 languages, English, French, and Bambara, and sometimes Songhai and Pole. With only 2 French speakers and 1 Bambara speaker on the U.S. team and no provisions for further language training of the scientists, this presented a major barrier. Secondly, airfare was some of the most expensive, and the time needed to get to Mali exceeded that of most of the other programs in the IPM CRSP. Third, there was only 1 cropping system per year. And fourth, initially, Mali, IPM CRSP Mali, had the smallest budget of all the program sites. In spite of all these barriers, we succeeded. Here are some of the highlights of our accomplishments.
The most important aspect of the IPM CRSP approach in Mali and elsewhere, but particularly in Mali, has been a multidisciplinary team approach, a systems approach which involves everyone in a participatory fashion. This goes from the initial research through the extension in the field. That's probably the key aspect overall, and so what it means is that you've got researchers from entomology, plant pathology, sociology, economics, all working together, focused on defining problems with the farmers in their fields, and then coming back and conducting research that is first component-oriented, looking at a particular insect or plant disease or element in the production system that is a constraint, and then combining that together in a package that responds to both the farmer's constraints and concerns, as well as improves the productive process overall.
On choisit au hasard 5 plans. On vient, on prend un plan au hasard. On voit, on regarde tous les insectes qui sont sur la plante, on compte. Ici, on a un coléoptère méloïde. On écrit le nombre. Si c'était 20, on écrit 20. Si c'était 10, on écrit 10. S'il y avait un autre insecte, par exemple, mouche blanche, on écrit, on fait le dessin de la mouche blanche et on écrit le nombre. Et parcelle infestée. La cause possible, c'est ça n'a pas été traité. Recommandation, faire un traitement.
Je sais, explique que c'est un problème au Amorgia.
C'est un problème Amorgia, effectivement.
Et il y a un problème à Circolo.
À Circolo, effectivement.
Ok, et à Sanambale.
Siriga.
Sanambale, aussi. Okay.
We've been really forced in the development of farmer field schools to divide the field schools for men and for women. And in doing so, we've found we don't have enough women trainers. So we've been forced to take all of those women who have been trained in the first round and make trainers of them immediately, which has been innovative, and we have to take a look at how well that has worked, because we haven't had the opportunity to select those that were the very best. But there are a number of women that are now from the villages taking over the leadership roles in these training programs. It sometimes takes extra pushes to recognize women's roles in an effective manner. Initially, the farmer field schools started out inviting everyone, which meant, in effect, that they only had men being trained in farmer field schools, because, of course, women didn't grow green beans. Even if they had green bean plots right alongside their husbands, it was assumed that it wasn't meant for them, because extension is essentially a male-dominated domain. And so we had to come back the next year and say, well, are you sure there aren't some women out there that are growing green beans that would like to learn about this? And we asked that question a little bit more openly in front of the extension, and learned, in fact, that yes, yeah, they do grow green beans, and they are interested in learning how to produce them more effectively, and certainly more safely, because they're the ones who are treating the food on a daily basis. They're the ones who are raising the children.
The first 4 years of this IPM CRSP program were aimed at subsistence crops, millet, sorghum, and cowpeas.